The National Clearinghouse for English Language Acquisition presents Information Elevated. English Learner Academic Performance School Years 2022-2023 and 2023-2024. The Elementary and Secondary Education Act, or ESEA, requires state educational agencies to design and implement assessments that measure students' academic achievement in mathematics, reading and language arts, and science. Each state educational agency conducts statewide assessments according to federally established schedules. This video highlights how English learners, or ELs, and former English learners demonstrated academic proficiency in mathematics, reading and language arts, and science during school years 2022-2023 and 2023-2024. The analysis compares assessment results for identified ELs and former ELs with the performance of all students participating in statewide academic assessments. This chart shows the percentage of students who scored proficient or above proficient on statewide mathematics assessments during school years 2022-2023 and 2023-2024. In school year 2022-2023, 40.1% of all students scored proficient or above proficient in mathematics. Among identified English learners, 21.7% scored proficient or above proficient, which was nearly half the percentage of all students. However, former English learners outperformed all students, with 46.9% demonstrating proficiency in mathematics compared to 40.4% of all students. Results were similar in school year 2023-2024, with 41.5% of all students, 22.2% of identified ELs, and 49.2% of former ELs scoring proficient or above proficient. 13 state educational agencies, including Idaho, Alaska, New Mexico, Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Michigan, West Virginia, South Carolina, Vermont, the District of Columbia, and Maine, reported formal English learner students outperforming all students by margins ranging from 14 to 51.3 percentage points. Overall, 46% of former English learners scored proficient or above proficient in mathematics, outperforming all students by 6.4 percentage points. This chart shows the percentage of students who scored proficient or above proficient on statewide reading and language arts assessments. In school year 2022-2023, 22.1% of identified English learners scored proficient or above proficient. Former English learners outperformed both identified ELs and all students, with 55.7% scoring proficient or above proficient that year. The results remained similar in school year 2023-2024, with 48% of all students, 22% of identified ELs, and 57.5% of former ELs scoring proficient or above proficient. In 10 state educational agencies, former English learners outperformed all students by more than 20 percentage points. In 38 state educational agencies, former English learners outperformed all students by margins ranging from less than 1 percentage point to nearly 37 percentage points. Take 3. In school year 2022-2023, 42% of students participating in statewide science assessments scored proficient or above proficient. Among identified English learners, fewer than 17% scored proficient or above proficient in science that year. The percentage of former English learners scoring proficient or above proficient was 42.9%. more than double the percentage for identified ELs and slightly higher than the percentage for all students. In school year 2023-2024, the percentage of all students scoring proficient or above proficient in science remained steady at 42.6%. The percentages for identified ELs and former ELs also remained similar, with 16.7% of identified ELs and 43.6% of former ELs scoring proficient or above proficient. Overall, 42.9% of former English learners scored proficient or above proficient in science, outperforming all students by 0.3 percentage points. National Clearinghouse for English Language Acquisitions Information Elevated. For more information, visit ancela.ed.gov.